Page 78, a theme from Scheherazade, very beautiful melody. So I'll look it over. It's 2 pages long, more or less. Clef signs are treble and bass clef. There's 1 sharp in the key signature. We're in the key of G major, so go ahead and do the scale for G major and E minor. Do the scale for E minor, because it has 1 sharp in the key signature also. 3/4 time signature, and we're coming in on a pickup measure, because that first measure only has 2 counts in it. So the other beat should be at the end, typically it is, and if I look at the end, I see there's nothing, it's 3 counts. In my opinion, that is a mistake. That is an error in the music. That dotted half note at the end should probably be a quarter note. I mean, it has a fermata above it, so you can hold it out indefinitely anyway. It's just every measure should have 3 counts in it, and it doesn't, so it's incorrect. It doesn't affect how we play it. We're still going to come in on beat 2. Let's take it one hand at a time, make sure we know what each hand is doing. The right hand starts here. 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. And then cross over. We just changed hand positions. Now, there's different fingering styles. Different people use different ones or whatever. Now, one of the principles of the fingering style that I use and teach is I don't cross over the thumb if I don't have to. Now, in some cases, crossing over the thumb is important because it's part of what you're studying. You need to practice. So the fingering in the book is fine. Do that in the second full measure. Just crossing over, that's fine if you want to do that. We don't need to here, because I can go, and then rather than 2, just reach down and use 3rd finger. See, and I end up, I didn't cross over the thumb. And you need to be able to do that anyway. You should be able to do that with any fingers next to each other, one finger, 1 key in between. So that's what I would recommend doing. It's what I'm going to do. And anywhere else in here, I get the same passage. I'm going to finger it the same way. Measure 4, 1, 2, 1 and. Now here we do need to cross over. And that's fine. You measure 8, you reach down. 1. Don't forget the F sharp. It's in the key signature now. Okay. Measure 16. You're up here. It's like at the beginning, we're just an octave higher. And if you don't know these notes, it's time to learn them. Here, C is 2 ledger lines above the staff. You should know C already. And then D and E, these. And I'm going to figure it the same way. And measure 24, you come back here. Okay. Measure 32, you back down here. And that last measure is a B and a G, except it has an 8VA above it. So you go up here. So you're coming from here, here. Just lift up and move. It doesn't have to be a quick jerky motion or nothing. You just lift up and move. 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah. Left hand, well, you got the chords. These wiggly lines, I'll come back to those later. Just right now it's here. And that's tied, and you do it again and again and again. And then measure 6, it's a D sharp. I use the 2nd finger. You can use thumb if you want. I use 2nd finger. I like to keep my hand out here. And then an E. So the bottom 2 notes stayed the same. We just went up. Measure 9, it's C sharp, and then it's C natural. They don't need the natural sign. It's a natural anyway. But it's good to be clear, because you might think, well, maybe they made a mistake. Maybe they forgot. So in this way, it's clear. It's a natural. And measure 12, you come down, lift up, and then here, B flat. Okay, that's fine. At the end, the last line, we're here, and then here, we've had this before, and then the last measure is a treble clef. So you come up here. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but we'll talk about that challenge in a moment. Let's put the hands together. Here, now when I first put the hands together, I hesitate all over. It's fine. I don't care. Here. Left hand's tied here. And then here. And then here. And then here. Now measure 8, look out, because the left hand has a quarter note and rest. Make sure you lift up. So those are by themselves. Okay. You put the hands together. The problem we have is the last two measures. When you're here, you gotta go up here. Both hands are moving. And this is tricky in piano. We practice moving when we have to because you can't mess up the beat for this. Now the pedal will help, but right now we're trying to do it without pedals. So you're here. You know which fingers are involved. In each hand, you're here and here. So from here to here. Take your time, get in position first, and then play it. And then as time goes on, you'll get a little quicker at it. Oh. Over time, you get quicker at these things. Ideally, we could move one hand at a time. But in this case, we can't. We got to move both hands at the same time. At least they're not going opposite directions. Wait till that happens. That's fun too, when you have opposite directions. Now, once I have the hands together, then I go back over it slowly, and I get rid of the hesitations. No hesitations anywhere. Then I can think about the articulation and these wavy lines. Articulation-wise, it's connected. You're lifting up for the phrases, but they give you a rest, so you have to lift up anyway. So it's okay on the sentences. The left hand, you just connect it as best you can. You can't, but you do it. And then the wavy lines. A wavy line is an arpeggiated indication, or an indication to arpeggiate the music, the chord. It means you start either at the bottom and go up one note at a time, or you start at the top and go down one note at a time. The most common is bottom to top. So here on this chord, we're just going to play each note and hold it down after you play it. Here. One at a time, except it's a rolled chord. That means you broom. It's not done rhythmically, it's just broom, boom. Like so. If it wants you to go down, then in the wavy line, at the bottom of the wavy line, you'll see a little arrow pointing downward. That means go down. But otherwise, you just go up. Now, people don't agree on how it should be done. Naturally, they don't agree on anything. Why? A lot of people will play it so that the top note is on the beat and the others are like a pickup to it. So these together. Some people will treat the notes in both stabs as one long chord and interpret it that way. So they will roll all four notes. So other people, like me, we play the bottom note on the beat. So these come together. The idea. It's interpretation. I can't tell you one way is right or wrong, although a lot of teachers would say, no, you got to do it this way. You do it as your teacher tells you to. But I am going to play the bottom note on the beat. The only time in college when I was allowed to play the top note on the beat was when the rolled chord was at the beginning of the piece. And the melody was... Let's pretend the pickup measure wasn't there and it just started there. There, I would play the first notes as a pickup beat. Here, I'd roll all four notes. But with a pickup beat, the beat is already going. Then after I get the articulation in, then I think about the dynamics. P at the beginning is piano or soft, whatever you think soft is. That's the melody, which is the right hand. These chords need to be very soft. When I get to measure 16, there's a hairpin. We're going to go up a little bit to sort of soft. Here. Here. And the chords are still very soft. So it's soft, just a hair now. Moderately soft, whatever that is. I don't know. And then the last line you're back to soft, and the last measure is very soft, and that's both hands because there's no melody, it's just a chord. Feel the dynamics, because you could get a little louder and softer if you feel it. It's like a measure 4. I might go up a little louder, right there, ba-da-da, and then come down. If I felt that little swell or feel like getting, I'd do it. Yeah. Speed, allegretto. This is the allegro moderato. It's like sort of fast. It's in between moderato and allegro. That's what I call the fun speed. It's the feel of it. Moderato, remember, is when you're walking someplace and you know where you're going. Well, allegretto is when you're in a bit of a hurry to get there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm kind of in a hurry. I'm not running yet. That's allegro, but I'm in a hurry to get there. Now they've added a pedal on here, and we need pedal. This is an orchestra piece. We'd like the overtones. We want the full sound here. We have to be careful not to smear this up too much. If I pedal it like they're showing, they're changing the pedal on each measure to help keep the melody clean. Yeah. And they're changing it on the harmony. Anytime you change a chord, you change it. You push the pedal down after you play the notes. You change the pedal after you play the notes. Measure 8, you don't pedal. And again, measure 9 you do, but if you look at measure 6 or so underneath, there's ped simile. That means keep pedaling the same way you were doing it. However, when you have a pickup like measure 8 with rests in the left hand, I don't pedal those. I want it to sound similar to the beginning. I didn't pedal that pickup, so I'm not going to pedal these others either. So measure 8 is no, none. That's pretty much pedaling throughout. And if you're okay with that sound, then go with it. I don't care for it. I think it's blurry, messy. I like a clean melody. So on these, like measure 5 and 6, it's like, what? In that case, you experiment. Try first just lifting up on the 3rd beat here. Because that helps to clean it out. The problem with that is I can't connect the chords. If I lift up on the 3rd beat, and I want to connect the chords, I want them all nice and connected. Another way would be just change the pedal up and down on the 3rd beat. This is measure 5 again. Because that helps to clean out the melody a little bit, and I can connect the chords. Measure 9 here. See, that's too blurry for me. So I think again I'm going to change the pedal on the 3rd beat, clear it out. So I'm changing the pedal on the 3rd beat and then again at the measure. It complicates the pedaling a little bit. And a lot of these books on the pedaling indication, they keep them simple for you. The problem is then you get used to hearing the junk. I would prefer you be critical with what you're listening to. And if possible, just leave the pedal out. However, this piece does need pedals, so I am going to, I think, change the pedal on the 3rd beat throughout, except for those measures where I don't pedal at all. And then at the end here, the last 3 measures, the 3rd to the last measure, I'm going to change the pedal on the 2nd beat instead of the 3rd, and then here. And then for the last 2 measures, you can change the pedal. Yeah, change the pedal. Because we're dying away, so we want to lose all the other stuff. Otherwise, we could keep the pedal down for both of those last 2 measures. But I want to lose this when I go up here, so I change the pedal for that. That is my impression of the pedal. Do it as your teacher tells you to do it, because people will pedal differently. Pedaling is, again, part of interpreting the music. How do you feel it? fermata at the end, you hold out as long as you feel. If I play it with a metronome, I just double it and hold it for 6 counts instead of 3. But otherwise, you just feel it. Now, don't copy me, please. You get into it and you feel it. You make it yours. You interpret it. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 1. Go to here. It's important. Otherwise, people will think the first note you played is the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it'll sound off, and they'll think, wait a minute, what's going on? So go to here and make it sound like. Let's play it together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs, and I'm not going to do the pedal because you can hear it better without the pedal. I'll give us 4 counts because we have 3 counts per measure plus 1. We come in on beat 2. You should play the same note I'm playing when I play it. That's all this is for, to check notes and rhythms. We're not performing it. 1, 2, 3, go. And 2, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1. 2, 3. 2. And 3. 2, 3. 2. 1 and 2. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2. And 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3.